homestead. Earlier today we were at the cottage, which you can check that video out over here if you want to see what we got up to over there. And this afternoon we are going to be getting ready for breakfast tomorrow morning, and we're going to make up our own fresh bagels. Today we're going to go for two different types of bagels. We're going to go for sesame seed, which is Kevin's favorite, and plain, just for me. So we'll get that started right now. This is my first time making bagels, so hopefully it goes well. It's kind of a weird recipe, but we'll see how it goes. If it works out, it'll be delicious. So we're going to start with our 1 cup of water right into our bread machine. Then we're going to add our 1 1/2 teaspoon of sugar, 1 teaspoon of salt, 3 cups of bread flour, dusty, and we're going to add our 1 teaspoon of bread machine yeast. I'm so happy that I finally found bread machine yeast. Trying to find yeast in the last couple of weeks has been ridiculous, so this is the first time I've had actual yeast. I'm really excited to try it. And then we're going to put it into our bread machine, and we're going to set it on our dough setting, and we'll come back when that's done. There's our dough coming out of our bread machine. Now that we've taken our dough out and we've given it a little bit of a pat down on our floured surface, we're going to divide it into equal portions. Now we're going to be using our kitchen scale to do that. If you don't have one of these, you can eyeball it just to try and keep them around the same size, but we're going to be a little bit more accurate with our kitchen scale today. What I'm going for here is that we're going to be doing 100-gram bits. Now that we have our little bagel bits all portioned out, we're going to roll them out into a circle and kind of pat them down a little bit so that they don't fluff up too much. I'm going to stick our finger in the middle to create a hole, and we're going to roll it out to be about 1 inch thick. There's our first ugly bagel. And there we have our bagels, and I'm just going to cover them with a dry towel and let them sit for another 30 minutes. So while we wait for our dough to rise, we're going to boil our water to put them in. So I've just transferred our risen bagels over to a cutting board, just so they have somewhere to rest before they go into the boiling water. We're going to place our bagels into the boiling water for 1 to 2 minutes on either side. So we're going to flip them after the 1 minute mark here, and we don't want to put a bunch of them so that they're stacking on top of each other. We just want them to cover the top of the bowl with a little bit of space between them, so we don't want to overcrowd these guys. After they come out of the bowl, just gonna rest for a second on a paper towel to drain before they go onto their baking sheet where they get their egg wash. So these had a chance to drain a little bit. I'm just going to arrange them. There we go. Then it's going to be 1 egg and 1 teaspoon of water, and we're just going to wash this over the top. Also totally favoring the one at the bottom here because it looks like it's going to turn out to be my best one. I'm going to leave 3 of these as plain, and I'm going to cover 4 of these in a sesame seed, so that because sesame is Kevin's favorite type of bagel. And I'm going to put these into the oven at 400 degrees for 25 to 30 minutes until they're nice and golden brown. Hey Google, set a timer for 25 minutes.
Second timer for 25 minutes. Starting now.
And there we have our delicious home-baked bagels. It took about just under 3 hours to do it, and we're gonna have breakfast ready, freshly made for tomorrow. I've also put a bunch of them in the freezer for later. I put them right into the freezer just to make sure they don't go bad because they are fresh baked. There's no preservatives or anything in them, so these will last us a while, and they are super good. We had a snack with them with some cream cheese, and it was so good. So I would absolutely recommend doing this again, and I will probably keep this in my baking breakfast for the rest of my life. So I'm super happy about it, and I hope you guys try it out too, and we'll talk to you later. Bye!